It might be live, it might not. It's telling me the stream status is bad. I'll give it a second and then see. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, everyone. So I'll try and change the data rate. Bear with me a second. Stream. Should be good. Just going to refresh this window. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I don't know if anyone's in the chat. I haven't even looked yet. Stream status is bad. Oh dear. Hang on. Let's change it to 5,000. Okay. Do I need to stop the stream for that to happen? Well, there we go. It says the stream status is good. Hello, all. Sorry about that rocky start there, but we're only a minute over, so hope all is well. I'm a little bit nervous tonight, which is a bit strange. It's not really like me. No, it is, really, but I've got, like, proper butterflies tonight, which is strange. So I hope you're all well. I can see quite a few people in chat already. I'll give it a few minutes and then we'll get going. Let's see if I can... Let's try and get into the chat area. There we go. Live chat I have to do. I'm not putting the chat on the display today because you get a recording of it afterwards, so I'm not all that worried. Yeah, I don't know why I'm nervous. It's kind of strange. Anyway, so we've got Rob's here. The Unexpected Maker's here. I'm glad you're here. We've got Colin Hinckley. Hi, Colin. We've got Leonid Rusnak. Always nice to see you here. Michael Bernhardt. We've got Myrta Edenflower. Gregor. We've got Gavin, John, Christos, Inner Soul Sounds, Jen B, and Peter S is here as well. And Rob, Bruno. Hello. So yeah, today we are going to try and finish off. I haven't even got one on my desk. Hang on a minute. We're going to try and finish off these. So these are my Seglament displays. Sion had a really great version of this, and hopefully mine is just below par, I imagine. I don't know though. The thing is, I haven't tested this behind the scenes, which is something I might normally do, but this is going to be the first time I've put one of these together. I have looked at the software already. There's a bit of an issue. In fact, we can jump over and have a look at the issue before we even start, if you like, because it's slightly funny. This one? There we go, yeah. Okay, so let's load up the filament display. Okay, right. So this is a little bit silly, admittedly, and I should have caught this before I got the board produced, but I didn't, you know. Oh, we've got Airwaves Ted is here as well. So on these 7-segment displays, they're numbered, lettered, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, 7-segment display. And so similarly, on this 13-segment display, I thought I'd do the same. So you can see here we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then for the extra ones, we've got H, I, J, K, L, M, N, L, M, N. Almost did the whole alphabet there by accident. I need a little bit of liquid courage. I don't know why I'm so nervous tonight. It's a bit odd. I've got my crack badge on. I don't know if you noticed. It's got a magnet on it. That's how it's holding it. Magnet behind my t-shirt. This is, just in case anyone's wondering, I know it's not an alcohol stream or anything, because this is obviously non-alcoholic. This is Old Speckled Hen is what it's called. It's very nice. It is a crafted fine ale according to the label. Anyway, so back to the board. So this is my TLC 5940. This is the 16-channel PWM LED driver. It has enough channels. So we're forwarding it over to that. And what I didn't do is look at an old 7-segment display. And 7-segment displays, where's the board view? There it is. Let's bring it over here a little bit. They're labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G for the middle one. Except mine aren't. Mine are not labeled that way. So if I zoom in, when I was putting this together, in order to make the routing easier, I just put them in the easiest possible place. So we've got A just here, but then we've got C, and then further down we've got F, G, I, what does even that one say? J, and then on the inside K, L, B, D, and then they're at the bottom E, M, and H. So they're not in a normal order, and I'd already written a display library for that, or display library. I'd written an array of values to do the numbers for the previous display. You know, where is it? For this one. Oh wait, you can't see me. Hang on a minute. We can, just a small version of me. For this one. So I'd already written the code for this, for the TLC 5940. And I thought, yeah, I'll reuse that's great. So now I just need to expand it out to be 13 segments. No, because it's not the same. So, all this stuff I dropped on the floor. So I had to rewrite the code, which is kind of annoying. There we go. So that is the first mistake. And hopefully there are no other mistakes. But there could be. So my schematic matches what's on my breadboard, roughly. But these things tend to go wrong, don't they? Like, they could be flipped round. I don't know which way it goes. I don't know if I can chain them. I haven't tried chaining them yet. So there are all so many problems, I think. It's so embarrassing, isn't it, Sion, that I managed to do that. Oh dear. Oh well. And Brian's here. Hello, Brian. Oh, the new pretender. He is going to take the crown, I'm sure of it, with his fiber optic side view wire that he's bought. No, I'm kidding. It was really good, actually. If you haven't seen Brian's stuff on his 7-segment display, jump on his channel. In fact, there's probably 3 dots next to his name in the chat. You can click on those 3 dots. It's called a burger menu, oddly enough. And then click on go to channel, and you can jump and see his videos on that. And actually, it's a really cool idea. Sort of trumps what we're doing a little bit, because we all know that there's like this gap on these segments that don't illuminate unless it's at full brightness, which you don't really want because they're really, really bright. And his don't suffer from that. So hop over to his channel and you can take a look at that. It's really, really impressive. I am incredibly jealous of the idea. I have some of that 3mm side view stuff. I think I showed it in a post bag ages ago. I never bothered using it. He's only gone and done it. Still. And let me just see if there's any questions or any kind of angry comments in chat about me messing this up, because it was kind of annoying. No questions, no angry comments. That is new for me, or at least this week. There's been quite a few. Oops. Right then. So here's what we're going to do. So I'll let you know what we're going to do for the rest of the stream. I've got my code here. So this was my original layout for the segments. And then this is the number array for the new segments, all like disjointed and out of order. Like, to visualize these was really difficult. I had to draw a diagram of the display on paper. I don't know where it is. And then I transferred it into code because it seemed easier. So we've got this section here, which is A0. So A, and it is the first one. And then we've got J9, K10, K10, L11, B1, C2, So that tells you, this is where it gets really stupidly complicated. You can see this numbered thing, so it goes 0 to 1, and so that's where I have to put the value. I have to put 1 in 9 if I want to have that value, that filament lit up. It's really stupid. Like, I will redesign it so that it goes in an expected sequence, but for now, that's what we've got going on. So that's these are the letters. I've made it easy on myself, Sion. And for your name, which I'm definitely not going to build 4 boards tonight because I'm only planning on streaming for an hour and a bit because it's late. Because I wanted to do it in your time. Essentially, I think it's 7:30-ish where you are. Maybe 8 o'clock. I'm not sure. So you've got Sion here, and then it continues with the rest of the alphabet. And I've put 40 in there because I literally for the life of me could not count all those. You guys know I'm no good with counting and numbers in my head, so I just put a massive number in that I knew it wouldn't be. Anyway, it's a fairly simple bit of code. We set the brightness at 500, which is no, it's not 1/4. So it's 4048. What is the biggest 12-bit number? I think it's 4048. So it can go up to that many levels of brightness. I had experimented with dimming and brightening those LEDs, so I've got a loop here to stop it at 2000. But really, all I'm doing here is presenting a number from 1 to 9, and we're flipping through all the segments and setting the brightness for those. And if it isn't one of, I don't know what that's for. Oh yeah, no, I do. If the array equals 1, then we're going to set the brightness to 0. That's what it is. It could just be that you set the brightness times the numbered array value. That might be easier actually. So you could just have one statement. That would have been easier. I wouldn't need the else. But the joy of talking through your code with people, I guess. And then it just updates the display. It has a TLC update thing. Oh, twice apparently. I don't know why. I think it's because I copied the base code for the TLC thing and then wrote it myself. That doesn't need to be there. We'll get rid of that. And then there's a small delay. It doesn't need to have a delay, but you can create a bit of a flicker if you're using the PWM values and you don't do a delay and you're constantly updating that display. So, Dubious Engineering's here. Haven't seen him. And Dustin Watts as well, who's not related to me, by the way, but he says 4095 is the answer. I won't know if that's true. So anyone else will have to catch him out if that's not. Dubious Engineering made something very funny recently, which is, those sort of electric mobility scooters. Made himself a solar-powered one of those. I don't imagine it would constantly work on the solar power, but you can park up in a pub and charge it up, which is exactly what he did for a bit. Again, when I speak about people in the chat and say that they've done stuff, the burger menu on the right-hand side is your friend. You can go and check out their channels. So should we get over to soldering? Now I've got this janky setup today where I've got my new bench, and on it is my 3D printer. I've got my oscilloscope, and I've put my soldering iron and a webcam on like this 5-meter extension USB thing, and also my other microphone on a 5-meter extension USB. I do not know how well this is going to work. I did a little recording test and it sounded a bit crap, so that's okay because you know what channel you're on right now. But you'll have to bear with me if it is. And I've also got my phone so I can look at the chat while I'm over there. So you'll just get a bench view down. So let's do that. Webcam only. And now you're going to get a little break in the audio where I switch over to the second microphone, I think. Give me a second. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I am here. and hopefully you can hear me. I'm just going to load up the chat so I can see what's going on. And top chat, live chat. God, it's tiny on my phone, but Colin Hinckley bought himself a Zoom H1. Well, isn't that interesting? Because that's what I got just there. That is what you're looking at, or what you're listening to right now. But it's on the end of a 5-meter cable, so I don't know how that's messing around with the digital signal that should be coming out. Do let me know if it is loud enough, and then we'll carry on. Okay, perfect. Hopefully you can see everything. I'm just looking back. I'm going to turn my soldering iron on. Now this has a weird effect with my microphone, so sorry, it'll probably make a little noise. I've got a, so this is the Seglament display, and on the back I rather naively put this sort of, what is that called, silk screen? Yeah, silk screen on the back as a reflector. But then I realised I'm soldering them on this way, so that's not going to make any difference whatsoever. So if I put them in these little spaces, which I have not tried yet, by the way. So if I put them in those little spaces, you can see that the manufacturing tolerances here aren't great. So you can see the length of that bit of metal there is shorter than this one. It might be the same on all of them, in which case, sorry manufacturers, I didn't realise. But it's a bit odd. And some of them sort of have more bulbous ends. But it does mean that when it's that way, it sort of sits on the other side, and so it's not going to shine off those at all. Anyhow, what we need to do first is figure out which way is the anode and the cathode on these series LEDs. So I've rigged up a jig. Oops. So here's my jig. Hopefully it's in shot. I'll just turn around and have a look. Yeah, roughly. It's a little dark over here, isn't it? Sorry. There's nothing more I can do about that. So you'll have to cope. Now I need to turn this on. So my jig is essentially some copper on the board with an Arduino Uno as a power source, running from 3.3 volts, and I'll just place the LEDs across so I can figure out which one is the anode and the cathode. So I'm going to turn that on, and then let's just flick that one out and find out. So not making great contact there, but this side is the cathode and this side is the anode. There we go, that's better. So anode, oh my word, anode to the top, cathode to the bottom. So on this one, the anode has a small hole in it, so I'll try and remember that for the future ones as we go through and pick up the rest. Just shaking some more. I know you can't see everything that I'm doing. The webcam's pretty close to the desk, the bench. Next one. Yeah, the anode seems to have a hole in it, so maybe that's the same for all of them. I know Sion mentioned something about this, but I don't remember if it was the case. Sion, was that the case for you? Were all the anodes holed? Yeah, same for this one. There's a hole in the anode. I remember us chatting about that. I can't really remember if we agreed. Yeah, same again. Oh, my phone is pinging around. Yeah, okay. We've measured 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far, so I think I'm prepared to believe that the anode has a little hole in, so we no longer need this little test jig. Ooh. Sorry, I just sort of hit the camera there, apologies. Did Sion reply? No, he didn't reply. Fine. Ignore me then. Okay, so I think the first thing to do here is to get these LEDs in, because then I'm going to flip it over to solder the chip in. So it's the safest way for them to be, isn't it? These are fairly fragile, so it's important that we get them done first. Okay, so all of the anodes should be connected. I don't know whether you can see this, but there is a... Great, I've just knocked all of those. There is a common line across here and across here. And I'll have to hunt around for the other ones, but the common line across here and that one there, they're all common anode, and the TLC is a current sink, so it should make it really easy to see which way they go. And in fact, we can just drop them in now. So they fit kind of nicely. I'm really impressed actually, because I did measure with a what are those things called? Calipers, digital calipers, but I didn't really expect to be able to get it right. Well, you know why. Because most things tend to have at least one revision when I'm doing them. Actually, that looks kind of smart. I like it. Should we do the top 4, 5, 6? I told you I couldn't count. Oh, Sion says they were consistent with the holes. Yes, just not the lengths. Delay. Okay, so is there a big delay on this? Okay, so let's get... I'm quite terrified. So we'll just get one soldered in, shall we? And then we'll see how this works. What I haven't done, which I normally do with an SND component, is apply solder to the pad first. But these are really fiddly, and they're kind of, because they're sort of silicon covered, they're a bit like sticky. So when you try and put something, when you try and move them around, it's just a little bit difficult to do it properly. So I have a very hot iron, so it should make very short work of these. I'm sort of still in shot. I know it would be great if I was closer. If I was using my proper camera, we could get really close, but I decided to use this bench as it was intended as my workbench. So maybe we'll get a different camera set up for next time. Okay, they're going in fairly easily. Mainly thanks to the massive pads that I gave them. They could have been through-hole, to be honest, because you can bend the pins on these to some degree, but they would sort of sit off the board. Dubious engineering. You just definitely didn't need to do that. But thank you very much. That's very kind. Right, so there's the anode. Oh, that one's a little bit chunky at the end. It doesn't really sit as well as the others. In fact, it looks like oh no, that's not the same on all of them, but the bulbous portion sort of looks a bit like it might be on the anode, but it doesn't ring true for every one of them. So I don't believe it, or at least I wouldn't say that was an identifying factor. They look good. I'm often not the kind of guy to say something of mine is ever good. Am I? No, I don't think I am. I don't know. There's me not knowing myself very well. But this looks fairly smart. It looks neat, is what I mean. It looks neat. So once I've finished soldering all of this in, we'll take it back over to the bench and we'll use my nice camera instead. And I maybe bring over this for a face cam if we need to, if people feel we need one. Oops, we're gonna have to readjust that. So I'm still using this tiny tip that I used for Sion's Neo pixels, and the Neo 7 segments, and I'm not overly keen on it, but it doesn't cross my mind until I've turned on the soldering iron. So then you have to turn it off and wait for ages. So I haven't replaced it yet with a big chisel. In fact, you were talking about that the other day, weren't you, Sion, about people telling you to use chisel tips and stuff. I was probably one of those, just because I've got good experience with them, but it doesn't mean you need to use them. This one's not going to look too good, that center filament. Right, I just need one more, two more. God, the counting thing. I'm just reading on the messages from Tesco. Dubious, I like that, thank you. In fact, Tesco have these £1 500 milliliter bottles of beer. I think they're, oh, hello. That one will not work. Have I put one on that's not going to work? I'm just looking for a little bit of wobbliness. I might not know now that's in there, but this one is one of those ones. Oh, there we go. That's pretty easy, wasn't it? One of those ones that is not going to work. So I'm glad I've broken it, because it means I won't mistake it for another one. Okay, let's pop this one in here. Now we need to find the common anode, which is there. Come on, go in. Of a fashion. It's bent up a little bit, it's not a problem. Myrta says decrapped. Well, that's probably close to being true. Now this one I'm unsure about, but somewhere around here there is a multimeter. So what I'll do is I'll just buzz it out so I'm sure that I'm soldering onto the common anode. Incidentally, I might be getting a new multimeter soon. There we are, common anode's over there. Which will be terribly exciting. But I won't tell you which one yet. I'm just going to double check that that is the common anode. Yeah, perfect. But you'll get one of those, like a review of the multimeter, with me having no real idea how to do a review of a multimeter. So you'll get a, well, this is how I usually use a multimeter. This one seems fine, essentially. Let's go over here first. So, less a review, more of a real-world application. Will this work? Not does it perform within 0.01 of its spec or anything like that. So, that's all of our filaments in, and that is what it looks like from the back. I kind of like the recessed bit, but careful because they rest on there, so hopefully that would be really easy to break if you were to put it down on that, so probably need some kind of a standoff. But first we've got to get this chip in. Now it doesn't really have a pin 1 indicator on there because I turned off the outline. Let me go and check. Back in a sec. Right, hopefully it appears pin 1 is down here in the sensible location, so we can pop this in the correct way. So just, oh god, I need to find a resistor as well. What was it, 3.9k or something? I'll find one of those in a sec. But for now, let's just pop this IC holder in. It's going to go in and out of focus, unfortunately, because I've got a fixed focus. So the board's a bit higher than the desk now. I think I mention this every time I do these. Oh, I should have, yeah. I'm going to try and straighten those up, see if I can get the soldering out across both. Yeah, okay, that worked. Good. Every time I do these, it's like my favourite bit of soldering. UnexpectedMaker's asked, so no power filtering on the board? Well, it draws such low current, it doesn't really need it. But also, no, I figured that whatever you're powering it from will have ample decoupling capacitors and stuff like that on there. Unless that is, oh no, there is a 100 nanofarad just there, but I haven't put it on, and I probably won't. Oh, do you know what, I will. I've got some right next to me, so I can. Right, have I missed any? I've not missed that, but it's looks a bit crap. They look okay. So, let's get 100 nanofarad on there. Yeah, Digicool says, so it's officially Seglament as opposed to Seglament. Well, you know, I think it's because someone mentioned it on a video that shouldn't it be Seglament, like filament? And I was like, yeah, probably should be that actually. So I just changed it. But it can be anything we want. I can call it something new. It doesn't need to be the same. Let's see, what is this one? That one has the value scratched off, great. I've got, I'll just move this out of the way. This is like my my junk tray, so it ends up with all of the components. So things that I've had in a breadboard that I've taken out, they all end up in there. And there's usually like a, well, there's an tiny 85, but I'm looking for a 100 nanofarad capacitor. There must be one in here. 103? No, that's not 100 nanofarad. That one is though. So let's pop that in. There we go. And chop those legs off. Now the only thing left to do is solder on some of those little headers. Let's see what we've got in this little junk thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I think that might be enough. Perfect. Okay, so I only need 7 of those. because we're going to stick it in a breadboard for now. Oh, sugars. S out, S in. Okay, I forgot which one was in and out. So each board has an in and out. Ow! Okay, that got hot pretty quickly. So, just catch up on the chat, just in case I missed anything. Crap leads. No, I really need to move away from the crap moniker, I think. Oh, Chris Leach is here. Hi, Chris. Okay, let's get the rest of these done. Sometimes this doesn't, so sometimes your solder won't quite start and you're like putting it on the other side of the component and you have to wait a bit. So the easiest way to get that going is just to put a little bit on the iron first, and that facilitates the heat transfer through your component and through the pad of the board. So sometimes you can cheat. I know you meant to put it straight onto the other side of the iron and the component, but don't worry about the rules. Whatever works, eh? There we go. We are finished soldering. So now all I need to do is pop. I'll put the IC in when we're at the breadboard. In fact, we can reuse the jig that I'm not using anymore. So let's pop it in to this breadboard. We'll take the jig parts out. I don't really need those anymore. No, we're not done soldering. Someone's forgotten a resistor. Someone, I mean me. Just popping the mic down onto the table, sorry. Now, according to my schematic, I've put a 3.9K in there. I'm not quite sure why I've gone for that. I know there's a calculation you can do. I don't know, I think I've limited it to under 10 milliamps per one because it's only 120 milliamps for the whole IC. So I think I'm limiting it to that. So I've got this won't focus on that, I'm sorry, but a whole massive box of these resistors. So we're gonna have to just find one that's, is this 3.9K even a value? I always do this, so I'll not check what a common value is for a resistor. 3.3 maybe? I'm sure we'll find something. I know 39K is a proper value. No, that's 3.3. That might have to do. There's definitely 39K, so I don't know if that means that there is a smaller value. They sort of go in, they sort of go like that, don't they? I don't know. Still, I'm saying this, panicking, but I've only gotten halfway through the box and it's probably going to be right at the bottom, isn't it? Well, here's 390, so it's down to reason that you have one that's 3.9. And look, there's 39, so, well, 39, so one would hope. Yeah, 3.9. Okay, so now I don't know if you guys watched it, because it was quite a while back and it was a long video, so you may not have done, but I made a display. I've actually got it here. I wonder if I can bring, oh crumbs, I can bring it over. I made this thing. Won't be in focus, I know, but in that there were loads of these pillar LEDs, and that's what I've designed. That's what I've designed this one to do. So it sits in here pillar fashion, because I think it looks kind of retro, because people don't do that really anymore. And I just kind of like it, so that's what we've gone for. So I'll just pop that in and solder. Oh, I turned the soldering iron off. That was silly. That one's definitely 3.9K, Brian. I hope. Don't jinx me now. Where's that box gone? It would be on the top. It isn't on the top. Where is it? Oh God, what have you done? Brian. Brian, are you sure? I'm looking through now. I'm gonna have to find them and make sure that I've taken one out. I hate you so much. I can't find them. Oh God. 3.9, where are you? Okay, we're just gonna have to believe, in fact, right. Okay, I know I'm testing it in circuit and everything, and that's not ideal, but we're just doing it. We're gonna find out what value that is. 3.9, in your face, Brian. K, that is. Okay, soldering iron's heated up, let's do it. Oh, I really need to cut some of this off rather than just pull it off the roll. Oh, do you know what? One thing we could do. Oh, there'll be no resistor in line. Yes, there will. Should we probe these out and make sure that we don't need to replace any? Maybe that would be a good idea. Let's bring that Arduino back in, and we'll just power up the common rail, and then we'll short out some. So where's that common rail go to? On the IC. I cannot see. Let's have a quick butcher's. Oh, do you know what? I've missed one out. There's another thing that needs to be added. We might have to do it another time though. It's the decimal point. So I was going to use an LED. Oh, it's a 3mm LED as well, isn't it? Ugh. Do I have one? No, we're going to do it without the decimal point because I completely forgot about that, and I don't know where all the LEDs are. So that would be where the decimal point goes through. If you can see on the back, there's a soldering bit for it. But let's just figure out whether we can do this. Power and ground. And our ground. Where does ground go? Oh, whatever. We're just going to probe around and see what happens. Okay, so that one works. That one works. I don't know where they all are. I think that might be it. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good to go to the bench and get this plugged in. Oh wait, let's not put it on the breadboard first. Let's get this IC in, shall we? So, which way round? That way round. Okay. Sitting comfortably, let's go. I can turn the phone off now. Turn that off, soldering iron off, big light off. I'm gonna have to go over and change the microphone, and I'm gonna put the fan on because it's so hot in here now. Sorry about that. I'll be back in a second. Hello. Oh. That was hot. I am a little bit sweaty. So where's the chat thing gone? I haven't really looked at the chat properly, so sorry. Look, you can see my wet hair. It's so warm. I'm just going to have a little rest. Hopefully I didn't just unplug something there. I heard a bing bong noise. Do I need to catch up on anything? Can someone tell me? Oh, Brian, thanks. You went back in time and can confirm it. I appreciate it. I didn't actually appreciate that. It made me panic. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the keyboard back. Oh, I'm going to have to move it somewhere else. What have I got that I can do that with? We'll figure something out. Let's try and get it in shot at least. So that is in... Is that going to be in shot? Heaven knows. Oh, I can move the keyboard forward fine. You're going to have to cope with the cable that's in the way. Sorry, we're now going to go down to the desk. If everything will turn... Oh, hang on. We've got issues here. I've just unplugged the camera by accident, so... There we go. Hopefully it now will let me... God, it does not remotely like the cable being stretched that much. Is that... Right, let's see if we can... Let's bring this plumbing display in. There we go. Oh wait, hang on a second. There you go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Let's turn the world a little bit so that it doesn't freak people out with the lines don't match up with the horizon. There we go. Okay, so let's plug this bad boy in. God, it can't. This is the bit I was nervous about, honestly. You've lost face cam now. That's it. It's the end of that. There'll be no more of my face. So, whoop, I'm pressing wrong buttons here. Okay. Oh, so there's my keyboard. Unfortunately, the cable comes straight out the back of it, and I need it in front of me for the coding part. Now, we've got a microcontroller here, so that's what we're going to be using. Have I got some wires? So prepared was I that no, I don't have any. Oh, see, I'm going to steal them from the old one, from this one. This one is now being taken to pieces, and the long wires are going to be borrowed. None of this fancy, I've got myself a breadboard wire kit. I'm kidding. That video was great today, by the way. I really enjoyed it. I think I commented, I don't know if I pressed enter, but I'm proper jealous. I think it'd be really good. If I scale that in the preview window, will I be able to see? Oh no, I don't need to do that. Hang on. What I'm trying to do is I can't lean over this microphone in front of me. But in order to read those tiny bits of silk screens, but I can just use this other board, so I'll just read that. So it says +V, which is just power, and the reason it says just +V is because it can be powered from 3.3 volts or 5 volts, and that is the second one in. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched that video, everyone, I mean, by all means watch it later, you don't need to watch it now, but Sion's done a really cool thing for his kid. Is it Orly? Is that right? And it's like a Hot Wheels race timer, so it'll time when the car starts and finishes, and which one, I think this is right, which one's going to win. I don't know whether you're going to convert it to miles per hour or anything like that, but it would be funny. So ground is done. Now we have, does that say meat? It doesn't, does it? I can look at the diagram. XLAT. It looks like meat on the silk screen. So where does that go? Oh God. My code will tell me. Let's have a look at that. Pin 9. So pin 9 to XLAT, or meat, the meat pin. And then Flynn. Orly's the girl, right? Thanks, Dave. Then we need pin 10 is blank pin. And the blank pin is 1, 2, 3, 4 pins in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've bought some cables for these. Because it's 7 pins, I've bought 7-pin female to 7-pin male, and some female to female ones, so that you can daisy chain these. So you'd have a cable coming out the back, and it would loop round and plug into the back of the other one. Then we need SIN, which is our serial in. And that's going to pin 11. Just reaches. We're going to have to start sort of daisy chaining these together. What's the third one along? S clock. So this is our serial clock. Yeah, we're just going to jumper this along. And that goes to pin 13. Oh God, it won't even reach. See if we can get it a bit further. Oh, I can't do it. Can it reach over there? Oh, it can if I turn the board sideways. Well then, what's... Yeah, okay. And then, what is it? One last pin? What's that one called? It's GSCLK. I don't know what the G stands for. Do I? G? No. And that goes to pin 3. Be helpful if you stayed in there. Okay, we are good. Now, I just need to unplug our hard drive and hopefully nothing happens. Oh, there we go. We're plugged in. Now, let's upload this code and see if it does anything at all. Nothing is... Oh, do you know what? I haven't actually plugged in power. What are we going to go for? 3.3 volts? Well, they're all on. I don't know why they're flashing like that. But let's... it's probably because the blank pin's going on and off, actually. So port is COM12 and... Arduino is... that's it. And then we'll upload it and put it on there. So it is uploading now. What's it going to do? Well, not much of anything, because my breadboard is a pile of crap. Wait, you can see it's actually doing something. It doesn't look like the right something though, does it? But, oh, there we go. Okay, I'm switching over to 5 volts. This 5 volt pin is... Let's change something in the code. Let me change the camera, actually. Let's go to this. So... Oh, that's upside down, isn't it? Transform, rotate 180. There we go. So we're going to change in the code because they look fairly dim and they're sort of flashing on and off. How many? I'm only addressing one. So let's change the brightness to 1500. Because they certainly can be brighter, and I'm not quite sure what's... Well, it's just a crap breadboard, I'm afraid. Let's see if, since I've got this fancy camera, I can actually change it to be what I can see. So, that is about what I can see. But obviously all these segments are lighting up incorrectly, aren't they? So let's see if we can just display one value. Oh, hang on a minute. What's it trying to display? Array num. It's trying to display the number array from the previous 8 segment one. So it should be number array 2. If you look here, number array 2 is that one. So let's upload that. It's trying to display this one and making up values for the rest of the things. Because it's getting an undefined number. Hello. Oh, except we've got serious breadboard issues. Can you... Ugh! How frustrating is that? There we go. So we're getting something. So we've got 5, 6. The bottom one isn't displaying. Now why is that? G6 should be displaying on number one? That's not right. Okay, so the bottom one isn't displaying. So let's try and fathom that out. The easiest thing to do would be to ground that pin very gently. Let's have a little look at where that common anode is for that one. Okay, so the common anode is over here. Should we make sure it works? Yep, it does work. But it's not being addressed. So it goes to pin G, which is pin 6, which on the schematic is out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's out 6. Okay, so out 6 is not working. So let's just get rid of this code for now. Comment on comment, segment, six to 500. Let's see if that works. God, this breadboard is real garbage, isn't it? It's not like you can even buy high-class breadboards, is it? You always end up with just the same ones. No, there's something wrong with that. Now, just checking to make sure it's connected. Did I forget to solder one side of it? Certainly appears soldered to me. Maybe I'm just coding it wrong. Let's try again with a different number, 5. So 5 works, but 6 won't. 7. Okay, let's try this then. Let's try a wee for loop. And we'll try and turn them all on individually, shall we? And we'll update it after each one. Int I is greater than that, that's fine. I plus plus. So we'll try and set them all as 500. There's a delay. There should be a delay here. Okay. Right, we'll do that and then have the delay and then TLC dot clear and then another delay. Hopefully TLC clear is a function, I'm not sure. So they're lighting all. You didn't light every one of them, did you? So it's starting at 0, going to 13. 1. Why has it stopped? What have I done? What? TLC update. Oh wait, I need a clear after that. So, of course. Hang on a minute. You're right. I've not put any of this inside this curly bracket. So, delay, update, clear, update, delay. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should leave them on after they've gone up. Well, it missed 6 there, didn't it? Did I put 6 on the wrong way round? That's a possibility, isn't it? Although we just tested it. One thing might be the pin might be bent in the socket. Let's have a look. That looks okay. Is it soldered? Which one's pin 6? Is it even pin 6? G goes to pin 6, and pin 6 is there. Okay. Sorry, I know there's no face cam anymore, so you cannot see. I think it's just a dry joint. Not sure, I'm just sort of having a close look. We know the LED works because we've just probed it out, but let's try putting it back in. Carefully, Watts. Make sure you don't plug it in wrong. Okay, so we're still going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to see if it lights. It does frickin' light, so there's a problem in between. So the pin and the anode are working. I don't know where we are now. I might reset the microcontroller. 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's turning on at 6, or it should be. In fact, we'll just put 6 on. Let's get rid of this for loop again. So 6. I'll upload that. So it's just 6. I'm watching the chat. It's just going a bit fast for me to read everything. Sorry. Wagwan. Oh, I stepped on a cable. Can you multimeter the anode part? It turned on there. Stop. It turned on. Oh yeah. What I've got is I've got this little wire. In fact, you don't need to be that dark anymore, do you? So I've got this little wire, and I'm bunging it into pin 6, which it should be routed to, because I think there's a problem between this IC holder and this wire over here, because I've just looked at the layout and it's fine. Did it work without the wire? Well, it should be working right now. So pin 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it should be working now. It's not. Why? Why are you not working? Oh, well, I haven't. Oh, God, look at this. Brilliant. Hang on. It will now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Why is it working now? No. Maybe the chip just wasn't seated correctly. Maybe that's all it was. Because it's definitely working. Okay, let's go back to... Oh, for heaven's sake. Let's go back to what we had before. Jeez Louise. Right. Oh no. Oh no. I've commented and oh, we are not doing well here. Oh, do not copy, edit, tools, sketch. Where's find and replace gone? There we go. So we've got our loop if else if else. Okay, that's cool. And then we've got a TLC clear and a TLC update. Sorry, I'm going to look at chat again in a second because I want to drink some beer and have a rest from staring at this. And then we're going to go to our segment. We're going to go up to 12 because there are 13 segments. So, and they start at 0. We're going to go through our number array. That's cool. The number is fine. I'm going to display the segment. Set TLC segment 0. Oh, that might be... Is that right? Yeah, fine. No, that's wrong. Yes, it's... Sorry. I'm sort of losing myself a bit here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Set delay 1. I don't know why that's there. Let's get rid of that. Let's update and publish. Oh wait, shit. Sugars, I mean. Comment, uncomment. Upload. Here we go. Sorry, this has turned into a bit of a rambly stream, hasn't it? What the hell's going on now? Okay, maybe it's going through a bit too quick. No, it shouldn't be. Maybe that delay, I put that delay 1 in there for stability. Did I? No. What's going on? Alright, I'll put the delay back in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why is it... How does it do the count? Oh, I see. Because I haven't put the count within one of those. I see, that makes sense. I forgot to put the count within one of those milliseconds counters so that it counted literally every millisecond. So let's do it slower. We've got some flicker there. Let's see if we can fix that. It's because it's updating every cycle and it doesn't really need to. And in fact, it's because we're clearing every cycle and we don't need to. That's exactly what it is. That flicker should now go away. Oh my god. It hasn't. It's hard to see what's in the loops. I can do an auto format, yeah. It's alright, there's not an awful lot here. Ignore these loops. These are literally don't really affect this thing. Let's try at full whack, shall we? If brightness is greater than 7,000, just to make it do 4,000. Let's see how bright it goes. Well, it kind of looks alright. I think from a distance that would look a lot better. And in front of some stuff. Actually, have I got some of that stuff? Hang on a sec. This one's not ideal. Okay, this isn't ideal stuff, but wow. Okay, let's just peel the stuff off this. No, that doesn't help at all. I'm not liking that. Let's see what else we can do. I should have some of that sort of... It's like a smoky kind of glass. Okay, unfortunately I've only got one piece of it. Why has it gone dim now? Seven's not working. Let's just try and... I think I've messed up these wires. It doesn't like being... Oh, there we go. My breadboard sucks. So what I wanted to have was this kind of stuff. It just doesn't look very... I'm just not sure about it. Oh yeah. No, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the hell's going on there? Oh, hang on. Oh, God. Some cables plugged in. Okay, let's... we can figure that out quickly. So we've got... the code is right next to it here. So we've got 1, 0, which is... You can see the designation here. So 0 is a 1 in 0... This is so difficult to work out. It should be 2 and wouldn't it be easier if I just for now brought that along a little bit. So it should be 0, 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. That's right. So 0's right. Oh no, 0 does display. Oh damn it, it's 8, isn't it? Or 7 was it? Which number was it? Why has it gone dim again? I swear to God. What the... Oh my lord. This breadboard sucks. Christoph says the light is very bright and illuminates the nearby filaments. It does, which is why I sort of put them into the board. So I was hoping that it would look really different from the other side, but not so much. So it's easier just to make the things dimmer. God, how did the breadboard survive that? And why are you flickering so much? Oh well, I'm sort of getting angry at the board when I don't need to. So let's just turn the brightness down a bit. So let's go down to 500 again. Yeah, I think that there is a bit of a dodgy connection somewhere. I mean, just by wiggling these wires, you can tell that there's something going wrong. I think it's the power connect. There we go. Look, it feels like the VCC connection. In fact, let's. No, it's just not. You're just going to have to put up with it doing that a little bit. Christoph, I'm not Christos rather. I'm not actually going to make them perfect. That's not really the aim of it. Oh, for heaven's sake! What is? Is it hitting a current limit or something? Maybe it is. Oh, I see. No, I don't. I don't. It's nothing to do with that. Anyway, we're going to try and figure this out. So, oh look, you can actually see the individual LEDs when it's like this, when it's quite dark. Oh. It's interesting, isn't it? The current limit, Barnabas, is in the TLC set via that resistor. So, oh, thank you. I didn't even look at that. So we've got a exit status before. That's odd. Oh yeah, we left that in there, didn't we? We were trying to fix these numbers. So which one wasn't displaying? It's 8, isn't it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay, and 8. So if we look at our diagram here, that 7 is 0, 2, and 5. So 0, 2, and that says 7, so that's wrong. 0, 2, and 5. And then, oh, I haven't done one for 8, look. Oh well, we'll just reuse 0, that's fine. That is basically the reason. You guys probably noticed that way before me, right? So I just need D3, don't I? Let's put 3 in. There we go. I'll upload that. Hopefully that 9 needs a foot. Does it not have one? You are right. It doesn't. I'll put one in. You guys. I don't even know how many of you are there watching. 10? I'm less nervous now, but I think it's because I'm on my second bottle of beer now. So I'm happier. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. What the hell, 7 and 8? No. Come on. Okay, after I've done this, we'll jump over to the letters, and then I'll work with this garbage thing off camera and see what. I've probably just used the wrong resistor for the current limit. So 8 is wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on now. So 7 is not right. F5. You used 6 for the 7, not 5. Oh yeah, because they're shifted along. Who pointed that out? Dustin. Thanks, mate. It's because I forgot I put the comment line back in. And then what was the other one that's broken? 8 and 9 I've now ruined. Okay, so 9 is probably, again, incorrect because I shifted things around. So that should be... Well, it shouldn't have... Oh, no, it does have that as 9, 8, 6, and no 7. So that's what I did wrong there. And then what was the other one? So... Oh, let's just upload it and see what happens now. Not enough beer. Let's just change that to 5. And also I need to comment that line out again. So they'll go a bit faster now, but it means we can count them quicker. 5, 6, 7. Have I done that wrong again? Come on now, David. Maybe you're right, Frank. It could absolutely be that. So, commented out, we've got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 is wrong, 8 is wrong, 9 is wrong. So 7 should be 0, correct. It should be 2. Fuck. No one heard me swear then. You probably did because it's really up close to my mouth, isn't it? 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 5. Which it isn't 5. It is 5, isn't it? Why is 7 wrong, guys? How can I not see this? Because I've put it... because it was doing that exact thing that I think I said before. Right. That's correct now. Let's try that one more time. Just upload it. Did that work? We'll soon see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, and now 8 is slightly off. Let's try that. 8 should have 0, and D3 doesn't have 3, but it has something else instead. 4, idiot. There we go. And then 9 was wrong as well, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I don't even know what was wrong with 9. We're going to have to look at it again. 2, 3. Probably shouldn't have 3. It should have 5. Yeah, and it should have 6. Oh no. And not 8 and 9. There we go. My 7.5 looks weird. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Oh, come on now. What does 9 look like? That's not right, is it? There we go. Fixed it. Hopefully. Oh, 10 is... It's a difficult number to reach. If you can code that on this display, I'll be impressed. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I missed 10, unfortunately. So, okay, that works. Now let's try it with letters, shall we? So let's try the first 4 letters. So 3... Oh, they're all going to be wrong, aren't they? So, Sion, here's your moment. No. I think I've just done that wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because it's only going to display 3 segments, and it's greater than 4. No, greater than 3. What does that say? Oh my god, it works! Except for it's got an extra letter in there somehow. Let's make that 2. And let's change the delay. Sion, are you still there? Brian, if I'd known you were going to make an amazing display, I would have also put your name in here. Look. Look. Oh, James says, electronics and beer do not mix. Well, James, you should hang around a bit more on a live stream, because usually it's whiskey, which mixes really, really well. Anyway. It can do a V. Absolutely it would do a V. You just do like a long diagonal. You do like a V that way. That's a V, isn't it? Oh, you're talking about your display, Brian. Well, no, it couldn't, but I'd take a U any day. So, from further away, it looks all right. Shall I put this on top of it? I mean, I get that it looks a bit, well, shit. I don't know if you can swear on stream. Sorry, YouTube. But that's sort of the whole point. You know, people buy those, do you know those bubble displays? I've got some of those. I love them. People buy vacuum fluorescent displays. They buy old Nixie tubes and all sorts of weird stuff. And I'm not saying I'm going to sell these. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. But people use loads of different types of weird displays that aren't particularly readable. They're not particularly power efficient or easy to code for. But people just like to have interesting options when they're doing displays. And so that's why I wanted to build this. And that's why I think Sion wanted to build it too. And it presented a challenge. It's not like they're normal everyday LEDs that people use. And it turns out, as you guys had pointed out before, that other people have used these things before. Who was it? He's a guy I subscribe to as well. He's really good at taking stuff apart. Usually big old medical equipment these days. I can't remember his name. He's a nice chap. But yeah, that's the reason we built it. I'm glad this one works, actually. I was so nervous. If you've been here from the beginning, then you'll know that I was very, very nervous at the start of this stream. Mike's electric stuff, that's the one. So he'd used these, and I think he'd used the sort of high voltage ones to make a clock. So loads of people have used these. I'm using these because I like the lower voltage ones. They're really hard to get hold of, though. Cian will attest to the fact that these things cost like £1 for 5, so that makes every one of these displays £3 minimum just for the LEDs, and then you've got the chip on top, which is like £1.50. The PCB alone is another £1.50. Well, not really. And then you've got to package them all up, so your time costs time, so they'll end up being fairly pricey if we can't find a distributor that will sell them at a reasonable cost. Anyway, now that I see it in the breadboard, I like it, but it has its limitations. But I don't think that means it's not my bag anymore. I just think it means I'm going to make something much more retro about it. In fact, when we started, me and Sion, well, I think I pushed him into it. I said I wanted it to be retro. Like, the idea was that it was going to be retro. I wanted to have cutouts for the filaments. Sion wanted to have them raised off the board, which looks really awesome. And I don't know, I just wanted to have a very interesting way of displaying it. Frank, steampunk, that's a really good word for this. It isn't exactly steampunk, but I like that idea. I mean, that's what people do. They reuse modern technology to create something a bit strange, and I enjoy that. It's 12:30 there, Dustin. Well, have a good night. What time is it here? Oh, it's 11:30. Okay, yeah, it was only meant to be going for an hour, wasn't it? I got carried away, and then we had some difficulties with the stupid wiring of the breadboard, which seems to have calmed itself down. So anyway, I will... Shall I leave it here? Hang on a minute. Let's... Oh, it's very dark, isn't it? Also, I'm upside down. Hang on a minute. Let's just sort that out. Oh, you can see the crap badge. I'm still upside down. I forgot. Where's the mouse gone? Transform. Rotate 180. G7. Okay. Let's try and sort this. Oh, God. I'm upside down again. Transform. Rotate 180. Why am I upside down still? Hang on a minute. Preview, enable preview. I literally have no idea. We're just going to go from here because I don't know how to change that now. And we're just going to do that. And then I'm going to focus on my face again. So that you guys can see, oh, that is my eye. Literally, it zooms in when you focus. That's the only reason. So, okay, I think that's going to be the end of that. If you're all right with that, I've got this much beer left. So, if there are questions, now is the time, and I shall answer some. The crap cricket is still awake there, Digicall. Lots of people heard him in a video I did the other day. Yeah, he goes off every 15 minutes. So it's a bit of a timer for how long these videos take if you hear him. Jose says, drunk eye. Not really. I've had 2 of these. Well, I haven't had 2. This will be my second. So not many. Plus, I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm good. Sion, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I thought yours was fantastic. I think yours was better than mine, if I'm honest. And you know I've got a little bit of a competitive streak, so keeping it under control. But I really do think yours was better than mine. Mine's still got a few issues to work out. I'm not quite sure what the current limit is there. If that is indeed the current limit, it should just turn off with the current limit, I would have thought, but I don't know. Frank's 3D shop would like a board. Which one? The crap cricket or one of these? I've got lots. I got 10 done. I think I'll make a second revision and then get some printed. And I will see, I think, because of the price of the components. See, this is a limiting factor people don't really think about. You know, when you sell stuff. And I sell really cheap. So does Sion, actually. Most people that I know on Tindy will sell really cheap. They don't really factor in their time or anything like that. So most of my stuff goes at a little over cost, so that tiny bit extra, like £1 per thing, will go to the last boards that I did. So the binary clock ones, the first batch were sold at cost. The next batch were sold with £1.50, I think, on top of each one. And I sold an extra 12, 15, and I gave loads away. And that was just to go towards funding the next batch of boards. So actually I lost money in reality. But yeah, there's just not a lot of money in it. So I can't afford to go out and buy, if I wanted to make 38 boards, that would be 500 cobs. I didn't work that out. I remember it because me and Sion chatted about if we were going to do it. But yeah, so you'd need to buy 500 of those. That would mean it would be, how much were they each? I don't recall. But let's say they were £1 for 5. So that's £100, isn't it? And I don't want to put that much out in outlay. Like, who has that kind of cash to go just thrown away? And it's like rolling the dice, isn't it? Just trying to see if it will come back to you. Anyway, so yeah, I will make some. I just don't know how many and how many will be available. I'm hoping that I'll be able to make several 4-digit displays worth. But I don't know what's even a reasonable number of digits. I don't know. Leonid wants the badge up on Tindy. Well, this thing will be going up on... There it is. Will be going up on Tindy. I've ordered some components. So I'm going to make 50 of these. I don't know if 50 people will want them. That's the thing. So maybe. If they don't all sell, then I'll just give them away to people I don't like. I'm kidding. I gave one to my friend the other day. He's going to take it to work and give it to an employee every day. And then if they've done a bad job, they have to wear the crap badge for the day, which might be bullying, thinking about it. I'm not sure, but I think it's funny anyway. I'm going to see if I can get my mate to put it on his kid so I can take a picture, because he can't read yet, so it'll be hilarious. Oh, Christoph says that IC is expensive. Perhaps other options to keep the cost down. Yeah, the TLC 5940 is expensive. There's an SMD version and it is actually cheaper, but I like the fact that it's through hole. I think it'd be really weird if it was an SMD board, but I'm not worried about exploring it. If it is indeed a lot cheaper, and I'm talking like 30 to 40% cheaper, then I think it's probably the way I would look at going if I was going to make a lot of kits. But for now, the expense isn't that much different. It's just still too much to just go investing in to buy 100. I just couldn't afford that. Not to risk it on that anyway. Colin, you got a thing on Tindy tomorrow and pricing is so difficult. I've limited mine to 9 boards. Yeah, pricing is hard. Like when I did those binary clock boards, I kept a spreadsheet of everything I'd bought, everything I'd paid out for, and that included the prototype designs. Because the thing is, when you do these things, and I'd already decided that I was going to do it as a at cost thing, pretty much. So the first batch was at cost. But it included the prototype boards and the development, because otherwise I'm out of pocket. And if I'm hitting the mic a lot, sorry. And I'm already out of pocket a lot just with the hobby of doing electronics. As you all know, I'm sure you all experience this. You end up, it's hand over fist with money, isn't it? Basically, you spend a lot of money trying things out and finding out they don't work. So if you're doing something on Tindy, don't be out of pocket. At least go through it on a spreadsheet, record everything, and give yourself some margin. Because postage, right? You can go to the post office and say, this is how much it's going to cost, and they'll tell you. But today, for example, I sent something to Sion. Sorry, Sion. I know I told you I posted this the other day. I didn't. I posted it today because I was lazy and didn't go. And then today I wasn't at work. So I went today. Anyway, posting something to Australia, it cost me £3. In fact, there's a receipt. Is it a receipt? I don't know where the receipt is, but it cost me. Is it in my wallet? Hang on a minute. No, I haven't got it. I think it was about £3.60, £3.70. Now, I think on Tindy, I put it down as $4 or $5, and that's not what the exchange rate is. So, I lost money on that anyway. So, yeah. Oh, it might have been £3.30. That sounds about right. And it weighed under 100 grams. Anyway, we're getting into the Royal Mail stuff. I don't want to do that. Good luck with the thing. What is it you're putting on Tindy? Is it that board that I watched you make the other day? I didn't watch you make. I watched a video of you talking about your first PCB design. Is it that one? Gavin says, I think both designs have their place. Both look fantastic. Costly to make, unfortunately, because of the price of the filaments, but fantastic nonetheless. Gavin, thank you very much. I think Sion's is better. Maybe sell the file so we can make some, or the company that does them send you some money. I think I'm probably going to, Sion and I will have a chat. Now they're working, we can like freely discuss what we're going to do with them, but it might be that we give it away and give the designs away, or that we do a short run of things in Tindy and then give it away, maybe. I don't know. Something like that will probably happen. And that's a good shout. Gavin says that people can go buy their own filaments and we sell them an IC or just the board themselves. That's true, but they could just go and get the boards themselves. I'd rather sell it as a kit and people have the excitement of going, right, all the bits are here now and I'm ready to build it. There was a lady called Carol. I won't give you her last name. She might watch this. Hi, Carol. I read your email today, so I will respond. But anyway, Carol made my binary clock. We don't get many female visitors on the channel, so hello to anyone that's out there that's a female maker or interested in electronics. I encourage you to take part. But she emailed me and said she had a really great time putting it together. So that's when I think of doing kits and stuff. That's what I think about, is responses like that. Like, I know what it's like to get a kit. Lazy Sundays were built on that. That's literally what it was for. And I get a lot of enjoyment from doing it. So I think I would like to send all the parts out at once, because that's where the little joy bit comes from it for me. The spark, whatever you might call it. Colin, the board you did with Adam Welch, what's that called? Is it the BMS thing? Or maybe I'm wrong. I just remember Adam talking about a BMS thing. And UnexpectedMaker is going to put 18 up on Tindy and give one to me and one to keep myself. Well, there's a small surprise in the package I sent you today, so who knows what it might be. Christian Kaderud? I don't know how to say your name, but I'm going to guess it's something like that. Found my channel and he really likes the Lazy Sunday videos. Do you know what? I really enjoy making them, but I will let you in on a secret. Some of them aren't filmed on Sunday because occasionally life gets in the way. When they are filmed on Sunday, you get them the next week because I can't edit it and release it. It takes, recording them alone takes about 2 hours, and then it takes me about 2.5 hours to edit. And then the computer takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to export it. So, because it's 4K, and those things come out like 10 gigabytes, and then I have to upload it, which takes another hour. Yeah, they're quite a chore, but I love recording them. And even more, it's really sad. I like watching them back because it always seems like it's going a lot smoother, except when things go wrong than it did when I was recording it. Colin says, supposedly my audience on YouTube is 100% male. Oh, that is a shame. Mine is 5% female. On most videos as well. You can look individual videos too. I'd love it to be higher. I mean, you only have to look in the workplace to know that teams are better when they're mixed. Like, a bunch of guys end up being a bunch of a-holes, and a bunch of women end up working really well together, it turns out. But yeah, I don't really have a point there. Guys tend to be a-holes. But no, I work in sort of a marketing type thing. So male and female mix is really good. Get some different ideas out there. And that's what I'd love for the community to have, a bigger mix. Steve Smith is here. Geez, Steve, it's late. But don't worry about being late. You can always use there's no DVR function on this because I've enabled low latency. So if someone writes a comment now, I will see it in a very short space of time. In fact, I'll read it out and you can tell me how much latency there is. I'm watching now. If a comment comes in, it's probably not going to be a comment now, is there? Has someone written one? Just say anything. We're testing it. No? No? Brian, come on now. Oh, that was now, was it? It was NOE is what I read when it first came up. So they should, I can see all, well, Digicall, about 10 seconds. Boogie, oogie, oogie. Okay. You can't have a team of less than 3. 1 to have a bad idea, 1 to think it's actually great, and the third to bring the first 2 ideas, idiots, back to earth. That sounds like engineering, doesn't it? What are the parts made with a marble clock on Instructable? Marble clock? Oh, that sounds interesting. Twitch is very fast, just saying. Well, Twitch is great and everything, but I've already got a small audience on here. I don't even know how many people are watching. And really, most of this is over now, isn't it? So we're just doing chat now. 2 hours into a 1 hour stream. I messed my hair up because I'm not... Oh well. This crap badge, incidentally, has been on for 2 days now. I don't know how long it's going to go for. Do you want to have a little close look at it? Lots of you will have seen him before. But luckily this camera can focus pretty darn close. Oh, we can go even closer than that. I didn't know. Boom. There it is. Look how out of focus I am. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I'm not only... Where's my weird eye now? There we go. Oh. Oh. There we go. So not only am I going to release that eventually, so I want to sell some on Tindy first, I think. I've got the magnet stuck to me. But I'll release it and you guys can have the Eagle files and that. So you can put any words you like on there. Pretty difficult to do because you have to reroute the board if you're going to put words on there, because it goes through it destroys the solder mask. So you want your traces underneath that solder mask, trust me. So yeah, I'll eventually do that. Oh, there's a link. Hang on a minute. There's a link to what is this? Let's have a wee look at that, shall we? I can put it on the camera so everyone can see. Boom. Oh no, that's wrong. What is that? I've made the window really tiny. Look at that. I didn't realise you could do that with that one. Never mind. There we go. So that is that a clock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it? I don't understand the numbering. So the bottom... 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, I don't think I understand the numbering. Can someone explain that to me? Who's good with that kind of thing? 1, 2... Maybe it says in here. A 5-minute rail with 1-minute intervals, 15-minute rail. Ah. And add them up to tell the time. Clever. Should I play it? Will it have music? It does. I can leave it on. Interesting. That is ace. Oh my god. Oh, I've scrolled. So you've ordered the parts for this? I mean, even without the guy playing piano... Sorry, that was really cool. Even without the guy playing piano, I would be well down for that. Hair. That's very cool. I like it a lot. I'm impressed, actually. It's an old patent, is it? So someone's made some 3D printed parts, have they? Wow. I'm tired. I think I might be calling it a day. Oh, actually, no, I did say I'd finish this beer, so we've got until I finish it. I'm not going to down it. No one has to give a like. It's fine. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you're not particularly bothered, then you don't need to do a thing. But thanks for saying, Colin. It's appreciated. I've had one for a long time. Commercial, not homemade. It's a nice talking point. It gets annoyingly noisy in the night. Do you leave it on all the time, Gavin? So what's your next build plan then? You know, I don't particularly... No, I do actually. I haven't made a microcontroller. Well, a development board is what I mean. I haven't made one of those for a while, and I would quite like to. There's also a project that I've sort of had in my mind for a while, and that's to make a remote terminal, but it's not really a terminal, it'd be a serial terminal. And so, I mean, I originally had this idea that I wanted to do these sensors in my house that recorded the temperature, and I had them for a while and they were great, but then, you know, you sort of forget that you need to go and change the batteries, or it tells you. Mine would report that they had a low battery, or they'd just stop. Sometimes they didn't even report, they just stop. And then you'd have to go and change them. Anyway, I couldn't be bothered in the end. I wasn't interested enough in like room by room temperature in my house, so I gave up. But originally the idea was to have this serial monitor with a screen, and you plug like 3 wires in to this board. It would have the RX, TX, and the ground, or just 2, ground and the TX, and you'd get it up on the display, and it would display it as the serial messages, so you can diagnose problems, or if you had the RX as well, then you could communicate with it and tell it to do something. Anyway, I thought about that, and so that's an idea, but I do want to make it just a development board, a fun one. So something with something cool on it, but I don't know what the cool thing's going to be. I also want to do that. Do you remember ages ago, I was doing this ESP8266 outdoor temperature sensor, but it was also, I was meant to do sort of pressure and humidity, but I didn't because I didn't know how to have a, not container, what do I mean, an enclosure that would be waterproof. I hadn't figured that out yet. So I just went with temperature because I knew I could make a waterproof one. Anyway, I'm going to revisit that because I want to try out these TPL5110 chips, which I've got a few of. And I've got some new regulators too. And I also like to try it out with some solar power. But just to explore it. It's been done to death, I'm sure, but you know, it's fun to do stuff like that, isn't it? Colin, I saw your video yesterday, on the 9th? No, I don't know what it was. The turbine in your back garden. I'm super excited to see like some numbers from that when you get it up and going again. That is going to be cool. What else? Oh, there's going to be some more crap critters. In fact, hang on a minute. I was doing some pictures today. Have I even got... No, I can't find the image. All right. Also, this is rather embarrassing, but I'm going to show you anyhow. I'd sort of forgotten what shoe size I was, so I drew my feet on a piece of paper and measured them. But it's on the bit of paper that one of my robots was on. So that was... Oh, God, I'm going to have to focus. This is annoying about having cameras which are manual focus. So I can't see the picture that I drew today, but it should be somewhere. This isn't it. It was a frog. I've decided to make another frog, not make another one. So the crap cricket was originally a frog, but I couldn't draw one, so I've decided to go back to the drawing board, as it were, and do it. Anyway, look at this guy. How rubbish is that? And then he's developed into this. He's going to have 2 AA batteries on the back of him. So I need to make him. And I've changed my mind about what his head's going to be. It's going to be one of these little, like 0.96 inch displays, and he's going to insult you. And that's that's him. But there'll be a friendly version. You can switch him on and off to friendly and unfriendly. I think that's what I'm going for with him. So the crap critters will live, but I want 2 before I put them anywhere, I think. So I've also got to redesign the old one. So yeah, there's loads going on. Steve Smith says weather widget, weather station. I like that. Charlie asks, what are the TPL5110 chips for? They are timer chips. So it's like solving a problem that doesn't need solving, basically. So, but I love doing that. So, in my weather station thing, I used an ESP8266 and used the sleep mode. So it would go to sleep and it would power down to, what was it, something like 20 microamps. The board itself could power down to 10 microamps. But if you factor in I forgot to focus. But if you factor in the voltage regulator, the quiescent current for all the parts, and the voltage regulator, then you end up with a lot higher figure. So, and there would be power going to the temperature sensor, even though it's going through like 3.2K resistor for the pull-up, you're still getting quite a lot of quiescent current or system standby current. So the TPL5110 is actually a timer IC that's going to control a MOSFET, which turns on and off the entire circuit. And that IC goes down to 120 nanoamps, I think, of power. Now, if you think about let's say it's 40 microamps, 20 to 40 microamps, not a lot, is it? But over the space of 6 months, that adds up. That's a lot. It's just a huge amount. It can take a long time off your batteries, but if you take it down to the nanoamps range, then you're laughing. That's basically nothing. Like, you could put a tiny little solar panel in there, and not even worry about it, and it would just maintain that power. You're never going to lose it. But I also wanted to try and put solar in so that we're not losing power all the time. We're going to gain some, but it might make it last a year. So that is the thing. That's what the TPL chips are. I can't remember exactly what they are. There's probably a pack of them somewhere. I don't know where they are. I think I only bought 2 because they're like 45 pence plus £1 delivery on eBay. Frank says my DHT22 is fried outside. It's not protected for the last couple of years. How long did it work for? Zoom not in focus. Is it not in focus? I can't tell. Steve Smith says, could you use a super cap? Maybe. You'd have to charge it up pretty quick though. I think you have to use charge controllers for those, don't you? But anyway, the idea was to use an ESP8266 to... See, I had another idea, but ESP8266 to connect to my home Wi-Fi, send the data to a website. But actually, a lower powered solution would be to use something like a 434... is it kilohertz? Hertz? Megahertz? Whatever. One of those little wireless ICs that use like 20 milliamps max when they're actually running, and turn one of those on and off, and have a base station inside that's always plugged in. But megahertz, that's it. Thank you. Hey, there's Eric. A wild Eric has appeared. Hello. Or Make Me Lab, who's in the chat there. Burger menu, remember, on the right-hand side. Click that, go to his channel. He's got lots of cool videos. And in fact, recently, he's been doing 1 video a day because he's a madman. Yeah, using some of those NRF 24L01 boards. Thanks, Charles. Actually, plus now, aren't they? I've got lots of those. I designed one. Maybe I can find it. No, I'm not going to find it because the stuff's all over the place. But I designed one with a microcontroller in it. Colin says, will a Thursday be a regular thing? As to add to the Mrs. Abandonment issues of a Monday and Tuesday next week. It's not going to be a regular thing, Colin. I used to do streams quite a lot, but I have less time now. So this one is because I don't have work tomorrow. I think I enjoy watching other people's streams more than I enjoy doing them myself. And I remembered that when I had butterflies flapping around in here like 2 hours before the stream. So I'd sort of forgotten that I find this terrifying. Anyhow, there's only a tiny bit of beer left. Yeah, we're not going to see a video from Eric for a while. No, we will. His video is really great. They're very, I'm not sure what the term is, cinematic, maybe? Well produced, anyhow. I don't know. There's some nice intro bits with some pulled focus and stuff like that. I work in video and audio. I really should be able to describe these things better. My video quality should also be better, but it's not. Right then, we're coming to the end. Does anyone have... Oh, I do want to mention this. That you all know Big Clive, right? You must do. Anyhow, he put out a video recently where he's asking people if they want to ask questions of the crew that he works with. I've thrown a question in the mix. I think it's a really good opportunity to see the kind of stuff he does and the teams he works with. Fascinating. I've asked a question about what is the highest failure rate thing that they work with and what they do to sort of counteract it, or what kind of fail safes are in there, that kind of thing, which I think would be fascinating, especially for like the lighting rigs or even the audio stuff. Like mics must fail all the time, all sorts. So you can head over his channel. He's got a video that just came out. Actually, he's got 2 that just came out, but you can ask a question on there. And I think that'll make for a really nice video at some point. Steve, you absolutely can plug your website. And I've made you a moderator person now, so be nice, behave. And post a link if you like. Well, here's a I don't know if he's ever going to get it, but I sent him one of those binary clocks. I emailed him and I said, hey mate, remember we spoke years ago? We spoke years and years and years ago. I asked him some stuff about YouTube because I was just sort of starting out. Anyway, so I had his email address. So I emailed him and said, I made this thing like a child, you know, like, because he's very knowledgeable, and I look up to people that are more intelligent or cleverer than me. And I said, oh, I made this thing. It's like my first kit. I'd really like you to have one. And can you just tell me what you think of it? But don't make a video because I don't want to hit, like, he's got, what, close to 1 million subscribers. I don't want to hear what 1 million people think of my crap thing that I made. But I'm really hoping he looks at it and emails me back. I think it'd be great. But he's working away at the Edinburgh Tattoo at the moment, isn't he? So he won't see it till he gets back. But I've sent it off. There's Steve's website. Project AVR. I will take a look, mate. Okay. I'm on the last sip, so last question, please, if anyone's got one. Otherwise, you can just look at me while I drink this. It would be awesome, wouldn't it? But I don't want him to make a video. I just want him to say, yeah, you've done a all right job with the routing on this. You've got no cutouts for the high voltage, but that's okay because there's no high voltage or whatever. It's got big LEDs on it. Clive likes LEDs. I'm hoping he'll just go, oh, that's good. I'm glad you used CMOS. It looks nice. That's all I want. That's all I want. What's 73 times 113? I can do this. I can try and do it in my head if you like, but it might make me explode. So that's 700. No. No. How do I do the 70 times 100? Okay, 70 times 100. 70 times 100. You just add the zeros on, right? So 70 times 100 is 7,000. How do you do maths? How do you do that? 70 times 100. Oh, do you know what? That blooming Google phone, I need to get that plugged in because I could use the Google phone. I told you all about the Google phone, right? This is right. I don't know if he's here actually because he'll probably tell me off for not seen it. But so, oh crap. Okay, so no, I can't do it. No. I'll find those wires later. So this is my Google phone. By the way, Sion, I'm not answering your question because it's stupid. So this is the Google phone. So this phone, we've talked about it before on the AI. When I did that Google AI thing on the Raspberry Pi. Anyway, I've taken the handset off and traced out the wires. Can you see in there? And they go to the microphone and the speaker. And it works with my setup. So I can hear and speak through that handset, which is brilliant. And also what's great about these phones, this will be a separate video and I'll show people how to do it or whatever and show them the circuit. But the feature of these phones, when you put the handset down in the cradle, that completely cuts off the mic and the speaker. Has two connections on a micro switch in here. So essentially, when you put down the handset on there, the Google AI can't listen to you. So it completely cuts off the mic. I'm going to have to wire that in because usually that works through the telephone line. So it doesn't work when I'm doing it in the way that I am. But it should all fit in. I've printed out a case for my Raspberry Pi. I've not wired it all up, so you can't really see how it works, but it just about fits in here. And it does mean I'm going to have to be a little bit careful about USBs and things, so it might have to shift over a touch. But I'm going to figure it out. Ooh. So anyway, there's that. So, did anyone figure out that thing? So if I do 70 times 113, no, 70 times 100 is 7,000. And then 3 times 113? 339? So 7,339. That's not right, is it? Is that right? Oh, heaven knows. Someone please put the answer in there. Or I will cheat. I can cheat from here. I'm at a computer. Thanks, Steve. He says, don't feel bad. I'm not going to say I've got like some kind of number dyslexia, but my brain doesn't like numbers at all. They're a jumble up there. If I really, really concentrate, I can do it. Is it definitely not that? Oh, for heaven's sake. 73 times 100. 173s. Oh. What? Oh. Oh, wait, no, because you have to times 73 again, don't you? 73 100, so 7,300. And then I need 13 times 73, 700. What? And 30. And then 3 of them. 3 7 21. I can't. Right. I'm going to do this real quick, and then that's the last thing because there's not very much in here. 7. Can I write it down? I'm going to write it down in the chat. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Where's the number gone? This is how we do maths, everyone. 773 times 100 equals 7,300. And then we need to do 73 times 10 equals 730. And then 73 times 10 is 730. And then I just need 13 times 73. Yeah? Okay. So 73. This is so difficult, Sion. This is literally my kryptonite. Times, let's do it by 10. Oh no, we've done the 10. We just need 3. Times 3 equals, so 7 3 is 21. 21 plus a 0 on the end. And then 3 3s are 9, so that. And then add them all together. 8. Is this even really? This might not even be remotely close to how you're meant to figure this out. 8 0 0. No? Yeah? Plus 219. 4 8 2 4 9. Okay, so it's the last number on there. Is that right? Is that right? I am a golden, sweaty god. Sorry. It's been a long night now. I think 8 2 4 9. See how I split it up there? Like a child does it, basically. Well, we've done it. What a terrible end to the stream. All right. I don't know. Is this the end, Sion? Is this the end of our filament series? Are we done? Do you think? What do you reckon? Are we going to do any more on the displays? Or are we going to? Shall I call an end to it here, and then you do a wrap up video? You want to do that? Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I say tomorrow because your tomorrow is my evening because you're like half the world away. Sounds like a song. Colin says, "How about a new challenge open to everyone?" Well, I'll have a chat with the unexpected. I'm just going to call him Sion. You all know who he is, UnexpectedMaker, because I think we're doing this badge thing, right? Which has gone great and it's been really fun. And actually, it's been a new challenge. Not in terms of, in terms of design skill, because it's like all of my stuff is functional before it's beautiful. And with the crap badge, I wanted to make it, okay, beautiful's a bit too far of a stretch, but I wanted to make it more aesthetically pleasing than a normal circuit board would be. And so it's involved a lot of different skills for everyone. In fact, I can't wait to see Stephen Ludgate's one. In fact, I'm hoping he'll let me swap him for one because I think it looks really cool. Maybe not with his, well, I won't tell you what's on it, but I'm looking forward to Brian's as well. But I will talk to the Unexpected Maker. In fact, we'll all have a conversation with him and see if we can figure out a way to open the badge thing up to more people. We've already sort of spoken about it, but we need to figure out how that's going to work. It's not an easy task. Not a badge and not a segment. Oh, okay. Well, the Unexpected Maker has spoken. Do you know what? Actually, do you remember Dave Darko mentioned earlier, Sion? Brian, you'll know as well, about the 1-inch PCB challenge. Maybe we could do something like that. There he is. Who would have thunk it? I'm going to take a look at it, actually, Dave. I don't really know what people do on it, but are the designs public? Can I go along and have a look what other people have made? There's a flashing prize, isn't there? Where people, I think Fran Blanche from Fran's Lab made something for the flashing light challenge. But we can look at, there'll be lots of things we can do. So we just need to look for some ideas, or people can come up with ideas. I'll tell you what, not that I want you to watch this video forever, but there's no beard left now. But if you get an idea for what we could do, put it in the comments after this video's over. Come back to it, put a comment in, and I'll pass it on to Sion and see what we can do. And I'm sure Dave Darko and Brian will be involved too in some way. The bluffer, the power bluffer. I'm looking forward to the power bluffer. I want to see your boards. Right, everyone. I think that's it, isn't it? If I've missed a question, I'm sorry. Put it in the chat and well, not the live chat, in the comments after, and I will answer it if you've not had your question answered. But otherwise, I want to thank you for joining me on this 2.5 hour stream. That's involved some swearing, so I apologise. I don't know if that will get the video, whatever the video gets if you put swearing in there. But yeah, thanks a lot. And I'm going to stop the stream. How do I do that again? Anyone? Anyone? Anybody? I think there's a stop streaming button. I'm just going to find it now. What? Hang on a second. I'm not even in the live control room. Okay. I found the stop streaming button. I'm going to click it now. So thank you very much. I've had a great time, honestly. I don't even know how many people are watching or how many people did watch. No idea. Anyway. It was great to see you all. You take care. And I'll see you next time.